The government has introduced yet another term as it revises its COVID-19 vaccination target. The health department says population protection will do for now as we grapple with low vaccine supply. The FDA is set to greenlight the use of Pfizer's jab on the younger population. But the health department says the elderly will still be prioritized. In no time, the House panel dismissed the impeachment complaint against Supreme Court Associate Justice Marvic Leonen. And Davao City has been officially declared as the chocolate capital of the Philippines. And it's a trip down memory lane for Friends fans as the sitcom comes back for a reunion after 17 years. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's a roundup of stories we're watching now. I'm Sean Yao. The Food and Drug Administration is looking to use Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine on children aged 12 to 15. Let's discuss that further with pediatric infectious disease expert Dr. Benjamin Ko, who joins us over the phone. Good evening as usual. Dr. Benjamin, has it been so far so good for other countries that have started inoculating younger teens with Pfizer?
Hello, good evening, Sean. Well, there are not a lot of countries that have actually started immunizing children between 12 to 16 years old with the Pfizer BioNTech vaccine. So that's still a part of the debate because a lot of the countries have not gone down that road yet, considering the fact that there are a lot of adults that have not received immunization yet from many countries.
All right. Well, we also hear that health authorities are, of course, recommending Pfizer's jab for teens because it is the first pharmaceutical company to conclude studies on that age group. Is this what makes Pfizer's vaccine the top choice for younger folks for now? And would we know, Dr. Benjamin, whether other brands are following suit?
Well, Moderna has also seen a green light for the 12 to 18 years old because Moderna is now approved only for 18 and above. So it has done clinical trials and they've already applied also in the same way that Pfizer has applied for approval for the 12 to 16-year-old age group. And in the nearest future, we may see an approval from 2 years old and up. Update information, because I'm currently attending the European Society of Pediatric Infectious Disease meeting, and even during the meeting in Europe, they are still not recommending it for children of that age group until the adult population has been immunized. What we do know for now is that the children get it mainly from adults, and that's the reason why the adults should be the priority. Because there's no reason why we immunize children when adults are not immunized.
All right. And while that is under debate and under study, Dr. Benjamin, what improvements can be done to our vaccine messaging here in the Philippines in order to prevent a repeat of the Dengvaxia fiasco and, of course, to encourage more people to take the COVID jab?
Well, I guess that the most important message that we need to get across is that we all want to get out of this pandemic as soon as possible. And the only way we can do that is when a lot of us get immunized. So, importante yun eh. We have the majority of the people getting immunized. And so every time you think about whether you are going to get immunized or not, or getting a jab or not, you don't think about yourself, you think about your loved ones, the ones that when you get immunized, you will protect. Because at the end of the day, yung pag-immunize sa'yo will benefit others. Kung tayo, lahat tayo magpapabakuna, edi lahat tayo protektado.
All right, well said, Doc. Now, of course, this begs the question, apart from protecting our loved ones and those immediately around us, economic recovery is another thing that we could possibly achieve with inoculation. So they're saying that it is impossible to hit economic recovery if we don't inoculate. And given, Doc, that majority of our age group here in the Philippines, I think our median age is 25, 26 by now. That is
23.
23, right? So that's very young. What then, or how important then does it become for the Philippines to inoculate the younger sector of the population for economic recovery?
Yes, you are correct there. When we talk about economic recovery, we must make sure that the working class is highly immunized. And, you know, the vulnerable age group are priorities as well. Now, the thing here is that we need to reach the Class D and E sector, because the Class D and E sector make up most of the young working age group. So that's our, for me, that's our penultimate challenge. Paano natin maaabot yung Class D and E? Kasi number one, they're the most hesitant as well. And number two, it's very difficult to reach them, especially if you have online platforms in order to enroll in immunization programs.
All right, as always, thank you for your insights and your time. We appreciate it. Pediatric infectious disease expert, Dr. Benjamin Ko. Stay safe, Doc. And a vaccine expert says that the government's shift to population protection instead of herd immunity is mainly due to vaccine supply constraints. In an interview with us here on One News Now, vaccine expert panel head Dr. Nina Gloriani said the focus has shifted to areas with the most number of infections. Gloriani added that the goal is still to inoculate as many people as possible, but in a more realistic sense.
DOH is gearing towards more focusing on the high transmission areas, the high-risk groups. Because of the limited vaccine supplies, it's more that the constraint in the supply. So I think the government is just being, realistic, but is still working towards more of the population being immunized.
We're going to pause for a quick break, but we will be back with more stories after that. Stay with us. You're back on One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. A House panel swiftly dismissed the impeachment complaint against Supreme Court Associate Justice Marvic Leonen. Marian Enriquez tells us how the voting went in this report.
With a vote of 44-0, the House Committee on Justice has swiftly dismissed the impeachment complaint filed against Supreme Court Associate Justice Marvic Leonen. The members of the panel said that Edwin Cordevilla, Secretary General of the Filipino League of Advocates for Good Government, lacked personal knowledge and authentic documents for his complaint.
The complaint, Mr. Chairman, is undeniably purely hearsay. And the rules of evidence would say that hearsay evidence would not stand in any proceeding.
Leonen was accused of committing culpable violation of the Constitution for failing to dispose of at least 37 cases within 24 months. He was also accused of dragging his feet on several cases as chairperson of the House of Representatives Electoral Tribunal. Leonen also supposedly committed betrayal of public trust after failing to file his statement of assets, liabilities, and net worth, or SALINs, for 15 years. But Albay Representative Edsa Lagman said Leonen's failure to submit his SALINs happened before he was appointed Associate Justice in 2012.
an impeachable incumbent official should only be impeached for offenses committed during his incumbency.
The panel says there's no overturning the decision and that the one-year ban for complaints against Leonen applies. According to the House Rules of Impeachment, the Justice Committee shall return the complaint to the Secretary General within 3 session days. They will also have to pass the committee report of its dismissal to the plenary. For Justice Leonen, the swift dismissal of the impeachment complaint only proves its baselessness. With this, House Speaker Lord Alan Velasco says the Congress may now set their sights back on legislation. For News 5, Marian Enriquez, we are One News.
Here are other stories we're keeping our eyes on. The Senate has unanimously approved the bill on special protection against online sexual abuse and exploitation of children on the third and final reading. Sponsored by Senator Risa Ontiveros, the measure seeks to strengthen protection against sexual abuse and trafficking of minors on the internet. Senator Manny Pacquiao, speaking as president of PDP Laban, is urging party members to ignore a call for a National Assembly on May 31. In a memo, Pacquiao said the call made by party Vice Chairman Alfonso Cusi is not authorized by national officials. And President Duterte has signed a law declaring Davao City as the chocolate capital of the Philippines and the entire Davao region as the cacao capital. The law states cacao's significance as a driver of rural development because of its contribution to exports. And the wait is over for Friends fans all over the world as the reunion special of the hit sitcom premieres today. The lead cast members of Friends took a trip down memory lane as they rewatched and read some of their episodes together. British host James Corden sat down with the 6 cast members to talk about some parts of the show and unknown facts from the hit series. The reunion also features the cast watching bloopers, a trivia quiz, and a clips of the show's creators reminiscing about favorite memories as well as other surprises. The reunion special is now streaming on HBO Go, which is available to all Signal postpaid subscribers. Signal subscribers can also watch the episode on HBO Signal Channel 53 and Channel 210 or 210 for HD. For more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I'm Sean Yao. We are One News.
Kulang na siyang